tragedy, not only marriage deception, but near rape and having mothered a child with a disability. Yet, she was not the kind of woman to give up. She fought it all. She never surrendered. Another book of mine, which really speaks to our condition, as Mr. Rodriguez was saying, it says, A Guide to Rescue Black Boys from the Prison System. It has been said. Why is it that with the percentage of black men in America, over 50% are in prison? What I do with this book is really talk about parenting, and usually developmentalist talks about how we parent our children in the first year of life. I look at it from the conception, all right, from pregnancy. Another one you find...
I'm sorry, may I have your listening, please? May I have your listening, please? Thank you. You may have your conversations, but may we have your listening, please? Thank you.
Yeah, another book is A Train Ride, and it is also family-oriented. I'm really cued into talking about the black family and where we're coming from, that people can identify with. And therefore, look for my books. They're in Human and they're all over. They're in the Caribbean and they're well accepted, okay? But they're a book that you can identify with. Thank you.
Thank you, Max Rodriguez. Can we all give a round of applause to Max Rodriguez, the Harlem Book Fair Director? Yay! This is going to be one of the best book fairs ever. The Harlem Book Fair has expanded to 3 blocks, everyone. This is a phenomenon. This man is the person responsible for one of the baddest book fairs in the world. Can we give a round of applause to Max Rodriguez? Thanks, Max. Thank you so much. And my name is Heather Covington. I'll say it again. Heather Covington. Remember that name. I'm the author of Literary Divas, the top 100 plus most admired African-American woman in literature. It is now in Ebony magazine in the August issue with Mariah Carey. I will be debuting the book at Human Bookstore on August 17th and Barnes & Noble in Co-op City on August 18th. And you'll see me on stage at 4 o'clock inviting all of my literary divas. It's going to be about 15 minutes. I'm inviting Terry Williams, all the literary divas you can think of at 4 o'clock main stage. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the book. Literary Divas, everyone. Thank you.
How many more authors do we have online? Can I see a show of hands? Just one.
Hi, everybody. Hi, I'm Grandma Buddy. My name is Betty Murray. Let me tell you this. My experience with the Harlem Book Festival taught me that self-published authors can do it just like anyone else. I was turned down 35 times to write books. When I came to the Harlem Book Festival, I learned about self-published authors, what they do, how they look it up, and it gave me the incentive to go forward. My book is Grandma Buddy House. I'm Grandma Buddy. See the lady with the pink on? And it's about families coming together and celebrating families. And that love is in the family. The heroes and sheroes are in the family. And that when you go to visit Grandma, your aunts and your uncles, good food, good hugs, and good love. Grandma Buddy's House. You gotta see me in the main area by Elise Murray Group 7. Elise Group 7 is my sponsor. Thank you, and God bless, and God has blessed me.
Thank you so much. So we do read. I was speaking to someone the other day where they were talking about that so-called joke that if you want to hide something from a black man, you put it in a book. And at one time that was funny because there's always a bit of truth in humor. But that is such a passe, that humor is so passe that it no longer resonates. So we can throw that myth out the window. Milt Jackson. Mel, that's what I said, Mel. Now, you have all, hold on a second. You have all seen him, okay? He plays for the New York Knicks. I'm only kidding, Deliver Us from Eva. What else? Soul Food, Temptations. That's right, he played for the New York Mets. There you go, my brother.
Now, what's up? I just wanted to first of all just say, this is spectacular that we can come and we can do this over here on 125th Street in Harlem. This is hot. And second of all, like I agree with everybody that came up here and said how important it is to read. You know, not only from that my mom helped me to escape the ghetto by reading, I was able to travel and do a lot of other different things, but also through reading I was able to get into the entertainment industry and become an actor. But the first and foremost powerful thing that I will say about this writing festival is that it gives us a way in which we can empower ourselves, that we don't have to sit around and wait for Hollywood to give us a job. There's a lot of authors and a lot of actors that are authors. There's a lot of people that get a chance to shine in this thing that don't normally get a chance to shine. So I'm just saying that I'm glad personally that I can be a part of it, and any light that I can bring to it from what I do from film, television to theater. Thank you very much. God bless you. I'll see y'all out there.
Have one more author?
Asante Sana. My name is Nia Carol Alexander Parks. This is a book that's been in seclusion in Boston for 18 years. It's now out of seclusion thanks to Sarah Ann Shaw, who's a newscaster in Boston. And I'd like your attention because when black authors in Boston published in the 1800s, they got censored and they died. When they got published in the 1600s, they were in Africa and they got lynched and put on a boat. In the year 2006, this book made its debut after 18 years at the Harlem Book Fair in Boston. It will now be courtesy of Max, courtesy of Chuck Turner, courtesy of Mel King in Boston, Sarah Ann Shaw, and Ken Cooper in Boston. It will be available for the first time in New York City. 25 black and white working class authors from Boston, and we should celebrate Phyllis Wheatley and everybody that came after, because Boston was the heart of rebellion, and this book is about the rebellion of black people, and it was censored for 18 years. Asante Sana. I will see you at the festival. Muchas gracias, and thank you.
We have, there you are, and many of you know the name. Well, do you remember that song, that famous song, Harlem River Drive? The flautist, Bobby Humphrey. She's here to play for us with her daughter and poet. Will you please come? So, thank you, Bobby. So, this too is the Harlem Book Fair.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I respect you. I respect you. I respect you, Harlem. Let us respect each other. I'd like to commend Mr. Max Rodriguez. Excuse me, I'm not being rude, but there are certain people who are being rude. Everything in life is about intent. This man has the intent to raise literacy in our community and in our world, and that is a very, very important thing. The written word, what we read, how our children speak, determines not only the present but their future, and not only to be workers but to be entrepreneurs who have self-determination. Right now, I'd like to introduce my daughter, Ricky Niles, who, in my opinion, is going to be an historic writer. Let me repeat that. I'm not speaking out of boastfulness. I'm speaking out of faith, out of substance, and talent. So let us support Mr. Max Rodriguez in the book fair, not only this year, but all the years to come, and let us rejoice in the moment. It's all about the moment. Ricky Niles, this is a Harlem Well, she's done a couple of other things, and I don't like to say that they are small. Every moment is significant. But this is very significant for my daughter, Ricky Niles. Ricky, it is your moment. Is that mic on, sir? Ricky, you want to introduce your poem? No, you have to use this one because I have to play in that one.
Good evening and thank you. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. I wrote this piece for a woman that I saw in the streets here of Harlem, and something about her presence just resonated with me, even though our encounter may have been no more than 3 seconds or so. And it's entitled Sullen November. Nameless but not faceless, she is eerily familiar. Fallen but not falling, she stands resolute, nodding forward then still, never quite toppling over, never quite realizing that she's over the ledge and can't get out. Nightly, she inoculates her arm. Liquid fire amnesia courses her veins to forget her newborn son that's being babysat by her 4-year-old, who is being watched by her 10-year-old, who are all being watched by the television. She forgets too that she once graduated cum laude in her latchkeyed mind, because her dope is her antidote. She is anesthetized to feel no pain, feel no lack, though her only shoe is holy, and her other foot has not known the cradle of a shoe in many, many months. Matted hair that should have long ago seen magic hands, the remnants of her faded black beauty remain as steadfast as a crust upon her lip, that image fragmented now as a shattered looking glass. She has no memory of taking the express elevator to hell. A bugged out version of Bobo the Clown, she is black magic woman, conjure woman, searching for juju in a needle. She does not realize that she is the heroine she seeks. She who should be minding her kids, she who should be tending to that hair, she who does not care about why her babies eat ketchup on bread for dinner, is not concerned with where her next meal or trick will come from, but instead with when her date with the alchemist will begin, transforming her into Black Cinderella, transporting her to nights over Egypt and away from the labyrinth of gritty city blocks. She is whirling and beautiful in this light space, immersed in a fantasy. We connect eyes as I pass, I comfortably scarved, gloved, with umbrella and guilty as accused am I. She stands before me without her right mind, with eyes that long for a bit of her former self. She, for a halting split second in time, looked like someone I knew, possibly did know, perhaps could one day know. And I couldn't look away, nor turn up my nose in apathy, because I saw a little of myself in her, and she in me, as she stands there, playing tic-tac-toe on track marks, lamenting stillborn dreams, on any block, in any city, on this raining, cold day in November. Thank you.
Ricky Niles. Ricky Niles. Thank you.
Hello? Good evening, everybody. May I have your attention, please? Pardon me for interrupting your conversations. Good evening, everybody. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement to make on the behalf of Commerce Bank and the event this evening. I was informed to notify you. Hello? Hello? I'm sorry. Pardon me. I was informed to notify everybody that within the next 10 to 15 minutes, the facility will be closing, and it was important that I notify you of that information right now, as politely as I could, okay? I hope everyone had a very good evening. From the sounds of the conversations, it seems that they have, right? A nice round of applause. Great. They've given me the unique opportunity to be the closeout entertainment. So please, I would beg of you to listen to me as if you listening to my words would save someone's life. Check that out. My name is Scott Randolph. I'm a spoken word artist known as the Ghetto Jedi. I have a piece and it's called Time to Strap Up. If you would please, hello? It's a challenge. This is a challenge. Okay, for those interested, I've amassed a massive arsenal of intellectual weaponry, concealed deep within the secure contours of my vast memory. I can dispense intense, captivating words, perfectly wrapped like black full metal jackets, simultaneously delivered with pinpoint accuracy. Guaranteed to be deadly towards any and every enemy that may approach in a weak attempt to attack me. I'm instinctively insightful, so naturally, every potent premise is skillfully expressed and placed precisely where it needs to be. And oh yeah, I stay constantly strapped with one of the most powerful gats known to man, designed to withstand the harsh elements of an often hostile land. It can remain concealed even when held with both hands, genetically engineered to destroy the hate that fills the sickest white man's wicked plans. Plans that continue to be willfully disproportionately distributed throughout the land on which a strong black man like me now struggles to stand. I mean, God damn. Aren't you the least bit curious of how I managed to deal with this type of constant strife? How I maintain my devotion to hope without becoming locked up in prison for life? Well, if you listen closely to me, you can begin to see how it could possibly be that a man like me with 4 prison bids, 6 felonies, and no college degree is still mentally, physically, and spiritually very free after all the wicked traps that have been consistently set for me, especially the amazing amount of drugs and guns that are allowed to flood and saturate my street. But I keep an undying belief that united we can sharply decrease the amount of pathetic, pitiful, plastic politicians that are supposed to shift and lift the laws that oppress progressive people like you and me. Politicians that are supposed to strengthen our community when it's obviously weak, that should optimize the value of our votes and not sell out for a small fee of profits we never see. Well, I survived the bullshit from City Hall to the pulpit, and I'm far away from scared, so my advice to you bullies is, I'm fully prepared with an intense level of uncommon sense and unrelentless counterintelligence, and I'm poised on the solid precipice of valid vengeance, paragraphs equipped with confidence in nearly every sentence, and my intent is to create something stunning and miraculous, make them think twice before attacking us. I got a squad of young, strong, radical rebels backing us. We're not backing up, we're stepping up, we're loading up on the proof, loading up with the truth in our hearts and our minds all the time. Like I said before, we're strapping up, so it's time to duck, or better yet, run for cover, or face the incarcerated rage of some angry brothers who got the strength of mind to utilize their time to become wise and prepare each other. Men sharpen men like steel sharpen steel. Fathers teach their sons the true value of what's real. Books contain gunpowder, properly loaded in your brain. Take aim at your enemy's domain. Words of flame burn and bust louder. Now's the perfect time to strap up. I got your attention. I got your attention a little bit. And I'm going to finish with this right here. This is called To Heal the Sick, Part 1 and 2. When it comes to poetry, I know what whack is, and I know that I'm far from perfect, so I'm often sweating when I practice. I'm working hard to develop a style that'll let you catch this. So I spit it hard, like it'll save the planet from spinning off its axis, or like trying to prevent an Academy Award-winning actor from falling off onto the blacklist. But even with that, it's like I might protect a young boy from the effects of time stressing in the maxes, behind the thickest kind of wall where most Puerto Ricans and blacks is. These wise words are passed down to help save crack kids. But how can words crack this sick wall of ignorance that holds bright gifted minds like a clamped fist? Truth is, like a constipated dog, shit is hard. Like trying to stand with your feet planted when the champ hits. Or like trying to prevent an earthquake before the land splits. It's easy to see why man quits. But dig this, I'm the difference between real and what an act is. And that's why one of my most favorite words is catalyst. It's often the point where some of the most reluctant and difficult change exists. And the power of that hour is hard to resist. Because sometimes the best comes out of people at points most dangerous. But how strange is this? Only when I hit rock bottom will there be change in me or this. So when my back's against the wall, when my game be crisp, it's like the bullseye to success is attached to any and every point of delivery you might give to me. So no matter where the fuck I aim, I won't miss, cause I'll be super focused and shit. But it's as simple as this. Cream has to rise to the top to exist. Call it a scientific gift that gives the best of the best to lift, cause the best will persist to try to keep your interest. So I'm relentless and a realist in this. And my attempt is to construct a sentence that will spark your senses. Like in the ballpark, that one shot that clears the benches. Or when you realize pure talent is finally in your presence, it's like, whoa. So nowadays a cat spitting need to be in top condition to keep hitting with no intermission. I ain't kidding, and effort at anything less is just bullshitting. Because I know the facts to be this mental apathy. So my ghetto rhapsody attacks this blasphemy with lines that question man's morality. A lot of rappers are mad at me because ethically I stand way beyond their boundaries of deadly criminal lyrics that are always filled with tragedy. So I lead with new verbal technology. Maybe they'll follow me. This quality artistry has got to be like Prodigy. It's time to see a brilliant mind create a line for hard times, and not a single line condoning violence or crime. In its architecture, I designed this clever texture to pressure men to measure whether it's ever worth the evil endeavor. And while they're seeking devious pleasures, vicious, misleading, and clever, this type of insidiousness needs to be severed forever. Why? Because many brothers got a problem with growing old. So they die young, and they high-strung when they time come, they mind sprung. The damage is done with crime and guns. They smile for none, no conscience, they're comfortably numb. Lurking in slums, destroying our fun. It's difficult protecting your loved ones, your daughters and sons. Like demon books by King and Kuntz, this scene that spooks. The youth is hooked by fiendish roots. These things seem extreme, what many will strive for. Like a whole lot of selling, they trying to beat the law. That's like a whole lot of swimming just to die on the shore. Now why do they feel more secure at the danger door? These lines are designed to kick it open. The words I'm quoting are kind of potent. Brothers should be overdosing on this truth that's rarely spoken. So I approach it like a